Hello and welcome guys to Reception. This video is all about the ICSE Semester 1 Physics exam that will be held in the month of November 2021. In this video, we are going to discuss two things. First, we are going to talk about the question paper pattern for the first semester physics exam. And secondly, we are going to solve the official specimen paper that has been released by the council. So make sure that you watch this video till the end, and if you like it, do hit the thumbs up button, share this video with your friends and subscribe to our channel Eduception. Also hit the bell icon to get notified of all our videos. Without further ado, let's begin. As you guys can see, we have the ICSE Semester 1 examination specimen question paper for physics. The maximum marks will be 40 and the time allowed will be 1 hour. Guys, this 1 hour also includes the reading time. That means you will have to read the entire thing and solve it within 1 hour. All the questions over here are compulsory. That means you will have to answer all the questions. The intended marks for questions or parts of questions are given in brackets. So like this question is of 1 mark. So whatever the marks will be, it will be given in brackets. You have to select the correct option for each of the following questions. So guys, the pattern is pretty straightforward. You will have to go through the entire question paper and solve all the questions that are present. Let's begin with the first question. Question 1. A. Choose the correct statement with respect to refraction of light. So let's go through all the statements. First, the color always changes when light enters from one optic medium to another. Guys, this is false. 2. Absorption of light when it strikes the surface of a medium is refraction. No, absolutely false. 3. Speed of light changes when it enters from one optical medium to another of different optical density. Guys, this is true. So what happens is when light enters a different medium from a different medium, the speed changes. Number 4. Speed of light does not change when it enters from one optical medium to another of different optical density. So guys, this is false. Hence, option 3 is correct. Moving on to part B. When a light ray enters from a denser medium to a rarer medium, so denser medium to a rarer medium, hence the light ray will move away from the normal. Number 1, the light ray bends towards the normal, that's false. Number 2, angle of incidence is less than the angle of refraction. Guys, this is correct because the light ray moves away from the normal, hence angle of incidence is less than the angle of refraction. Moving on to part C. In the diagram shown below, you have the diagram and the options are in the next page. Guys, according to the diagram, option 4, A is incident ray and C is refracted ray is correct. Moving on to question D, we have from the diagram shown below, identify the characteristics of the image that will be formed. So we have the diagram over here. Now guys, it is a convex lens and the object is placed between the focus and the optical center of the lens. So the image will be formed over here like this. So we have to identify the characteristics of the image that will be formed. First, real, no. Second, diminished, no. Third, form within the focal length, no. Fourth, virtual. So guys, option 4 virtual will be correct. Moving on to part E, we have the wavelength of light in a medium A is 600 nanometer. The wave enters medium B of refractive index 1.5. Steps to find the wavelength of light in medium B are given below. Choose an option which has the correct sequence of steps to find the wavelength. Now guys, you might know a formula from light that lambda dash is equal to lambda divided by mu. So over here we have to find lambda dash. So let's put it as a lambda. The lambda is given 600 nanometer. So 600 divided by mu, and mu, the refractive index is given 1.5. So 1.5. So the first step will be lambda is equal to 600 divided by 1.5. So option 2. And the answer will come out to be lambda is equal to 400 nanometer. So then option 3 will be correct. So the correct option will be 2, 2, then 3. Simple. Moving on to question number F, we have The diagram below shows an image formed at a distance 36 cm from the lens LL dash of focal length 12 cm. With respect to this, answer the questions that follow. Now the diagram and the questions are in the next page. As you can see guys, the diagram is given over here and the image distance is 36 cm and the focal length is 12 cm. From the diagram, you can see that the image is formed over here, that is beyond 2f. Hence, the object is placed over here, that is between f and 2f. Let's check out the questions now. Part 1. The position of the object on the left hand side should be number 1 between 12 cm to 30 cm from the lens. No. Number 2 beyond 24 cm from the lens. No. Option 3 between 12 cm to 24 cm from the lens. Guys, option 3 will be correct. Why? Because the object is placed between f and 2f. F is 12 cm and 2f is 24 cm. So option 3 is correct. Moving on to part 2. Power of this lens is. Now guys, I hope you know the formula of power. Power is equal to 1 by focal length in meters. So, and as this is a convex lens, the power will be positive. So it will be 1 divided by 0.12. So the answer will come out to be 8.33 diopter. Hence option 3 is correct. Moving on to part 3. The object distance with sign convention is. Now for this we will have to solve. So let's solve it. The formula, the lens formula is 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. We will simply put the values and get the answer. So let's do that. V is given 36 cm, so 1 by 36 minus 1 by U we have to calculate is equal to 1 by 12. Okay, so what do we get? U minus 36 divided by 36U is equal to 1 by 12. Therefore 12U minus 36 is equal to 36U. Therefore 12U minus 36 into 12, let's do that. 36 into 12 to 432. So 12U minus 432 is equal to 36U. Therefore minus 432 is equal to 24U. Therefore U is equal to minus 432 divided by 24. So U will come out to be minus 18 centimeter. So option 1 minus 18 centimeter is correct. Moving on to part 4. If the lens LL dash is replaced by another lens of same type but focal length 15 centimeter, then for the same object distance, guys, if the focal length increases, the size of the image increases. Hence option 2, the size of the image increases is correct. Moving on to question number 2, we have part A. The usable form of mechanical energy is number 1 elastic potential energy, and the other options are in the next page. So let's check them out. The other options are 2 kinetic energy, 3 gravitational potential energy, and 4 none of the given options. Guys, option 2 will be correct because kinetic energy is the usable form of mechanical energy. Part B, 1 horsepower is equal to, a very simple question. Guys, 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watts. Part C, if A and B of the same mass can climb the 3rd floor of the same building in 3 minutes and 5 minutes respectively, then the ratio of their powers of A is to B in an ideal situation is. Now guys, I hope you know the formula of power. Power is equal to work done by time. So PA will be equal to W by T. Now they are of the same mass, hence they will do the same work. So PA is equal to W by TA and PB is equal to W by TB. So let's find the ratio. PA is to PB will be equal to W by TA is to W by TB. W and W will get cancelled out. So what do we get? TB is to TA. So that will be 5 is to 3. Hence guys, option 4, 5 is to 3 is correct. Moving on to question D. If the center of gravity of a meter scale of mass 80 gram lies at the 45 centimeter mark, then which one of the following diagrams will show the balanced position of the scale? Now, for all the 4 diagrams, you can see that the fulcrum is at the 60 centimeter mark and the other force is at the 100 centimeter mark. So, we can easily solve this using the principle of moments. What is that? Sum of anti-clockwise moments is equal to sum of clockwise moments. So, let's do that. For one side, the mass 80 gram into its position from the fulcrum, which is 60 minus 45, will be equal to the other force, say X, into its distance, that will be 100 minus 60. So what do we get? 80 into 15 is equal to 40x. Therefore, x is equal to 80 into 15 divided by 40 GF. Therefore, x will be equal to 15 to the 30 GF. Hence guys, option 3 will be correct because over here we have 30 GF. Simple. Moving on to question E, we have a body has kinetic energy 250 joule. If the mass of the body is 5 kg, then choose its velocity and momentum from the following options. So we have to calculate the velocity and the momentum, the kinetic energy and the mass is given. I hope you know the formula of kinetic energy. So energy kinetic is equal to half mv square. It is given 250 joule. This will be equal to half into the mass is 5 kg into velocity square. Therefore we have velocity square will be equal to 250 into 2 divided by 5, 50. So velocity square is equal to 100. Therefore velocity is equal to 10 meter per second. So option 5 is correct. Now we also have to calculate the momentum. Now guys, the formula of momentum, P is equal to m into v. The mass is 5 kg and the velocity we calculated 10 meter per second. So this will be equal to 50 kg meter per second. So the correct option is option 2. Simple. Moving on to question number F, we have a girl at rest at gate of her society, which is 3.2 meter above the road, comes down the slope AB on a cycle without paddling. And this is the given figure. The first question is the mechanical energy possessed by the girl at B is, now this will be option 4, gravitational potential energy, because she is at rest. Subpart 2, the velocity with which girl reaches point A is, now what we have to do is we will have to use the principle of conservation of energy. Now at point B, the energy of the girl will be mgh, and at point A, the energy will be the kinetic energy, which is half mv square. Using this relation, we can find the velocity. Mass and mass gets cancelled out. So what do we get? Velocity square is equal to 2gh. Therefore, velocity square is equal to 2 into g is 10 and the height is 3.2 meter. So what do we get? V square is equal to 64. Therefore, V will be equal to 8 meter per second. So guys, option 3, 8 meter per second is correct. Moving on to part 3, we have, if the mass of the girl is 40 kg, then the kinetic energy of the girl at A is, assuming no loss of energy. Now we have the mass, we calculated the velocity, we can easily calculate the kinetic energy. Let's do that. So that will be half mv square, which will be equal to half into 40 into 8 into 8. So what do we get? We get 20. So we get 20 into 64, which is equal to 1280 joule. Hence guys, option 1, 1280 joule is correct. Moving on to subpart 4. The potential energy of the girl of mass 40 kg when she reaches the midpoint of the slope of AB. Now guys, when the girl is going down the slope, what is happening is the potential energy is getting converted to kinetic energy. Now at the midpoint, she will have half the potential energy as to when she started at rest. So what we have to do is, we have to first calculate the potential energy at rest. So energy potential at rest will be mgh. The mass is 40 kg, g is 10 and the height was 3.2 meter. Now at midpoint, this will be half. So what we will do is 40 into 10 into 3.2 divided by 2. This and this gets cancelled out, we get 20. So what do we get is 640 joule. Hence guys, option 4, 640 joule is correct. Moving on to question number 3, part A. Mechanical advantage, load and effort are related as. Now I hope you guys know that mechanical advantage is equal to load by effort. Therefore mechanical advantage into effort is equal to load. Hence guys, option 3 is correct. Moving on to part B. Which one of the following statements is correct? So let's check them out one by one. Number 1, a machine is used to have more output energy as compared to input energy. False. Number 2, mechanical advantage of a machine can never be greater than 1. False. Number 3, if a machine gives convenience of direction, then its mechanical advantage should be greater than 1. False. Number 4, for a given design of a machine, even if the mechanical advantage increases, the velocity ratio remains the same. Guys, option 4 is correct. Moving on to part C. If a block and tackle system with convenient direction has 3 movable pulleys, then its velocity ratio. Now, if a block and tackle system has 3 movable pulleys, then it will either have 3 or 4 fixed pulleys. That means the total number of pulleys will either be 6 or 7. And guys, velocity ratio is equal to number of pulleys. Therefore, the entire system will have the velocity ratio either 6 or 7. Hence guys, option 1 is correct. Simple. D. Work done by a body moving on a circular track is 0 at every instant because, guys, this is also very simple, because the displacement is perpendicular to the centripetal force. Simple. Moving on to part E. Identify the conditions required to hear a clear and distinct echo by humans in air. So let's check all the conditions. Number 1, the reflecting surface should be rough. This is not a condition. Number 2, the size of the reflecting surface should be smaller than the wavelength of sound. This is also not a condition. Number 3, sound should not be reflected back within 0.1 second. Guys, this is a condition of echo. Number 4, the incident sound should have frequency more than 25,000 Hz. No, this is not a condition, certainly. Number 5, the size of the reflecting surface should be larger than the wavelength of sound. Guys, this is also a condition. Moving on to part F. A person standing in front of a vertical cliff fires a gun and hears its echo in 3 seconds. The speed of sound in air is 340 meter per second. The first subpart. Calculate distance at which the person is standing in front of the cliff. Steps are given to calculate the distance. Select the correct sequence of the steps from the given options. So guys, I hope you know the formula that speed is equal to 2d by t. Now why do we take 2d? Because the sound originates from here. It covers d distance and gets reflected back to cover another d distance. Hence the distance is twice. So over here the speed is 340 is equal to 2d by the time is 3. So 340 is equal to 2d by 3, hence option 1. Now let's solve it. We get 2D is equal to 340 into 3. Therefore, D is equal to 340 into 3 by 2. So that will be 170. Therefore, D is equal to 510 meter. So guys, over here, option 3 will be correct, but 2 won't be here. It will be 3. It is a typing error. So the correct option is 1 then 3. So that will be option 3. Simple. Moving on to part 2, we have, if the speed of sound changes to 350 meter per second, then how much distance should the person move towards or away from the cliff in order to hear the echo in the same time? Steps are given to calculate the distance. Select the correct sequence of the steps from the given option. So over here we have 2 and the rest are in the next page. So let's move to the next page. So guys, the speed has been changed from 340 to 350. Hence the formula that we will get is 350 minus 340 is equal to 2D by the time, that is 3. Hence option 2 is correct. Let's calculate this. So 10 is equal to 2D by 3. Therefore 2D is equal to 10 into 3. Therefore D is equal to 10 into 3 by 2. We get D is equal to 5 3s are 15 meter. Hence option 4. So we have 2 then 4. So guys, option 4, 2 then 4 is correct. Moving on to question number 4, part A. Assuming all lenses shown below are of the same material, state which lens has the maximum power. Now this is very simple because guys, power is directly proportional to thickness. Over here we can see that lens Q has the most thickness. So guys, option 3 will be correct, that lens Q has the maximum power. Moving on to part B, we have, in an electric cell while in use, the change in energy is from. Now in an electric cell, the energy is converted from chemical energy to electrical energy. Hence guys, option 2, chemical to electrical is correct. Moving on to part C, we have, the diagram below shows a pendulum having a bob of mass 80 gram. A and C are extreme positions and B is the mean position. The bob has velocity 5 meter per second at position B. Assuming there is no loss of energy, select the correct statements from the options given below. The statements are in the next page. Over here guys, we have the given figure and it is given that the mass of the bob is 80 gram, that is 0.08 kg, and the velocity at point B is 5 meter per second. Now guys, at point B, the pendulum will only have kinetic energy. Now we have the mass given and the velocity given, so let's calculate it. So energy at B will be equal to half mv square, which will be equal to half into 0.08 into 5 into 5. So what do we get? By 100, 20, 4, 4 2s are 2 1s are. So we get 1 joule. Now the kinetic energy over here will be equal to the potential energy at point A. That means we have energy at A, which is mgh, will be equal to 1. Now we know the mass, that is 0.08. We know g, that is 10. We don't know height, so h is equal to 1. Therefore h will be equal to 1 divided by 0.08 into 10. The point gets cancelled, we get into 100. So we get h as 10 by 8, that is 1.25 meter, which is 125 centimeter. Now let's check the options. Number 1, at point A, the bob will have only kinetic energy. Guys, this is false. 2, the maximum potential energy gained by the bob will be 1000 joule. False. Number 3, the maximum height h reached by the bob will be 125 centimeter. Guys, we calculated this that h is equal to 125 centimeter. Hence, option 3 is correct. 4. At point D, the bob will have maximum kinetic energy. This is false. F. The maximum potential energy gained by the bob will be 1 joule. Guys, this is correct. As we calculated that the energy at point B is 1 joule, and we can use the principle of conservation of energy, that energy will be constant. So the maximum potential energy will also be 1 joule. 6. At point B, the energy possessed by the bob is 1000 joule. This is false. So guys, option 3 and option 5 are correct. Moving on to part D. Select correct options for total internal reflection in a medium. Number 1. Can take place in an optically denser medium as compared to an optically rarer medium. Guys, this is correct. Number 2. Takes place for any angle of incidence greater than 42 degree. This is false. 3. This reflection does not obey the laws of reflection. False. 4. Can take place if the angle of incidence in a denser medium is more than the critical angle. Guys, this is also correct. Hence, option 1 and option 4 are correct. Moving on to part E, we have the diagram shows the path of light through a right angle prism of critical angle 42 degrees. Observe the diagram and answer the questions that follow. So you have the diagram over here. The first question is, the phenomenon at the surface AC is. Now guys, at this surface AC, the phenomenon is total internal reflection. Hence, option 3, total internal reflection is correct. Subpart 2. The angle of incidence at the surface AC is. Now guys, this is the surface AC. Let me draw the normal. And the angle of incidence over here, this will be 60 degree. So option 4, 60 degree is correct. Moving on to subpart 3, the angle of incidence at the surface AB is. Now guys, this is very simple. You don't have to do any calculations over here because you can see that the light ray is getting refracted. That means the angle of incidence will be less than 42 degree. That is less than the critical angle. In the options, we only have one option which is less than 42 degree and not 0 degree. That is 30 degree. Hence option 1, 30 degree is correct. Moving on to subpart 4. Which of the following statement is wrong? Number 1. Speed of light ray PQ is equal to the speed of light ray ST. PQ is in air, ST is also in air, so this is true. Number 2. Speed of light ray QR is equal to the speed of light ray RS. QR, RS both are inside glass, so this is true. 3. Speed of light ray PQ is greater than the speed of light ray RS. Speed of light ray PQ will be greater than speed of light ray RS. So this is also true. And number 4, speed of light ray RQ is greater than the speed of light ray ST. RQ, ST. Now RQ is in glass and ST is in air. So the speed of light ray ST will be greater than the speed of the light ray RQ. Hence this is false. And guys, option 4 is correct. Now guys, with the end of the specimen paper, we come to an end of this video. As always, new videos on Eudiception are coming very soon, so stay tuned. Until then, this is Rishi on behalf of Eudiception signing off, and guys, take care.